This podcast represents the opinions of Katie Allen, PA, and guests of her show. The content is for informational purposes only and in no way sets up a patient relationship. Consult your healthcare professional for any medical questions. Now, here's Katie Allen.
So welcome to Feeling Good Naked. We have Kimberly Nanninga.
Yes.
With us, and she's a registered dietitian who has been working with a lot of different people, but especially with women over 40. I mean,
yes.
I want to talk to her. I think we all do. Out of all the things that I talk to people about, I think skin and food. Like food is at the source of everything. And I can think I know what we should be doing, but I, like other people, don't really know. And I have enjoyed following your Instagram and seeing the information, but I also feel like this is real life, and this is what I would suggest for you. And all of that, Costco runs and all the things I've been watching, it's so cool. So
thank you.
It's really good to have you here today.
Thank you. Excited to be here. I love your mission.
So in general, where do you start when you start talking to a patient that's coming through, or a client? How do you say? They say, hi, help me.
Yes. Well, first, 100%. So a lot of the women I serve 40 plus, right? 40, 50, 60. I mean, I have some 70 and 80 year olds, because doesn't matter what age you are, you want to feel good in your body, right? Yeah. You want to feel good in your body. So the first thing, Katie, is just really understanding, what does that woman want? What do they want for their health? What do they want for their body? But most importantly, why do they want it? And so that's truly where we start before we dive into putting together a plan for them.
Do you find most people are wanting the same goal in general, or similar goals, or are they really all over the place?
You know what, Katie, there's a few outliers, but yes, I would say my 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, they don't like to talk about it. They want to feel confident.
Amen. Okay.
They want to feel confident in their body, confident in putting whatever they want on in their closet, but also confident in the plan, because as you and I know, especially with social media, there's so many messages and it's like, Kim, what do I do?
What's real?
How do I put it all together? And that's so real, right? So that's kind of where we start. But I do see that very commonly women want to feel confident. They want to lose weight. They want to balance their hormones. And they want to have more energy and stamina to enjoy their life.
Yes. All of the things.
All the things.
And the one thing that I'm hearing with you, as opposed to if we're trying to do it on our own, is then teamwork. So then they're not feeling like they're on their own, and trying to, again, sift through all of the social media, what's on the internet. I myself, I love talking about food and all things related, and really trying to win, per se, like the game of going, okay, I can eat this and then I can eat more of this thing. But still, I start down one road and then I go, I don't actually know if that's what I should be doing, but you have the information.
Yes. And that is so common. And that's what I see, honestly, as a dietitian, is because the way that I coach my clients is not based on trends. It's not based on intermittent fasting. It's not based on, cutting out food groups. It's like, what does a woman's body need based on science? But not to be like, go down, the rabbit hole of science, but to show a woman, this is what your body needs. This is why your body needs it. And this is how we put it together. And we do this with real food. So hear this, girls, if you're hearing this, you do not need to take 20 supplements to heal your body.
Good.
You need real food. You need to cleanse your cells. Okay, that's like the number one thing that I see that women don't get and don't do, because they're cleansing with supplements or they're cleansing with juices.
When you say cleanse yourself, what do you mean?
Yes. Okay, so hear this. As we age, think of like your cells like sponges. Okay, and these sponges have been sitting in a sink for years and years and years. They're gross. They're gunky. They're covered. Are we even absorbing the food we're eating? Are we even absorbing the supplements we're taking?
The cells aren't healthy.
The cells aren't healthy. And so honestly, it's truly, Katie, like the number one thing is that we just need to flush out. Yeah. And girl, you can be 70 and feel like you're
I've got so many patients. It's what you just said. I have some that are in their 80s and easily have more energy and drive than some folks that are in their 30s. So it definitely, the age is kind of relative in general. But where do you start them then if they're because I hear you saying, and I can tell my own anxiety is actually going up because I'm like, wait a minute, I need rules. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm like, I need to learn too. So,
Yes.
so I like to eat, and everybody's a little different, but I want to eat things that are obviously going to make me feel better. But I also am like some people say they don't care about what they look like. Girl, I care. I've been working in plastic surgery,
Yes.
and most of my patients care. I think most people do. I care about feeling great, and I want I don't know if there's ever a thing called balance actually, but I want something as similar as how do we know where to start? Unless I think everybody needs to hire you is what they really need to do. But on top of that, like where do we start? When is the right time to start eating? How much do we eat?
Yes.
How do we know?
Yes. So let's just go through a few general guidelines. Okay. Number one thing is that first thing in the morning when you wake up, I will have you drink lemon water.
How much lemon?
It's simple and easy as that. Just half a lemon squeezed in 16 ounces of lemon water. Okay. That's the number one thing. General rule of thumb, ladies, do not skip breakfast. Okay. We deserve to eat 3 meals a day. Now, I know a lot of you are busy. Katie, I know you're busy. I'm busy. It can be very easy to forget, right? A lot of women's metabolisms are off. They're like, Kim, I'm not even hungry. Why would I eat if I'm not hungry? Girl, we got to reignite your metabolism. So second thing is you do not want to skip breakfast. Okay. Give yourself the gift of 3 meals a day. So even if you're not snacking, fine, but give yourself the gift of 3 meals a day. Hear this. You can eat 3 meals a day, 2 snacks, sometimes 3, and lose weight. We do not need to cut carbs. We do not need to count points or calories. What I see actually, Katie, honestly, is most women are under eating.
Okay.
They're under eating. Their metabolism has been shut off. And so really, like you said, you just want to plan. Tell me what to do. Tell me the rules. We pair your meals together. So what do you need at breakfast? What do you need at lunch? What do you need at dinner? But girl, this is all real food.
Okay.
This isn't like, oh, I just can have a shake or a bar. No, bars are not meals, right?
Boo.
Your body deserves nourishment.
Right? Boo, I need that to be.
I know, right? This is the thing. Sometimes you do need a replacement, right? Sometimes we need the real. And that's what this podcast is about. I mean, this is about feeling good naked. So let's be real, right? You want that, but sometimes it's not ideal for you to sit down and eat lunch because maybe you're in surgery or maybe this. There are places where we can show you, okay, what is a good bar? What is a good shake? What can you use as what I call a no plan plan? However, I think as Americans, we're living in the no plan world. And we kind of need to get back to, if we want to feel amazing, if we want to have good energy, if we want our skin to look great, we need to bring in healing foods, right? And it's not rocket science. It really isn't. It's not like, what specialty product do I need to buy and where can I get it? It's some fruits and vegetables, but why? But how? How do they work in your body to boost your metabolism, to burn fat, to clean your liver, to clean your cells? So age is just a number at that point.
How do they know what foods to choose or what are the best foods to choose? Is it trying to teach people to do diversity with the foods?
So honestly, right. So in the program that I created, it's called the VIP Weight Loss System of Iowa.
And for those listening, just I'll chime in and say we'll have all that information so that they can get to it because I think they're going to want to know.
Right. So the food is honestly, we provide you with the lists, but honestly, it's protein, carbs, and veggies, girls. It's proteins, carbs, and veggies. It's honestly, like I said, it's not hard at all. Actually, it's so simple that my clients are like, seriously, Kim, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to
We've been making it too complicated.
Pounds in 90 days. Yes, I think that's what we all need to hear is that we have made it so complicated. The world has made it so complicated. So we honestly strip all of it down and we get back to the basics, Katie. If you can get 30 grams of protein at lunch, let's just say chicken, tuna, fish, salmon, steak. You can have steak, girls. You can have steak. Steak's awesome. If you can get 30 grams of that, if you can get a half a cup of carbs, all right, and you don't have to measure this stuff, but like have some watermelon, have it. And if we can get some veggies, right? So whether it is your greens, whether it's cooked veggies, whatever, it's as simple as that. But it's like, what sauces? How do we zhuzh it up? How do we make it good? Because the old days of like, I have to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli, that's boring, right? That's boring. Nobody wants to live that way. So it's really putting these things together very simply in kind of a systemized approach that really turns back on the metabolism, busts down the door so that your body can start losing weight
So
again.
do you think if they're doing whole foods, are you still having people cap the amount at a certain point? Or
not necessarily. Yes, I'm a huge believer in whole foods. I would say if you want to shoot for like 80% of your diet being from whole foods, because we're Americans, right? Like, let's also be real. We live in a fast-paced world and we need some grab and go options, right? So I factor that in for my clients. I mean, yeah, you can't overeat. You can't really, I don't think anybody ever had a problem overeating strawberries, right? I don't think anybody ever had a problem overeating broccoli. Your body will regulate those foods for you. It's when you find yourself overeating and craving more that's when, honestly, the tap on the shoulder and the red flag comes up. What's in this food that's making me want it more? Yes, girl. It's addicting, right? It really is breaking it down. It's stripping it down. It's getting back to the basics and honestly putting it together in a way that women's bodies thrive.
So you had something posted, and I think I commented actually recently, and it was talking about how to avoid the late night cravings. So when you said that, I was like, wait, what's the answer there? What are some ideas or tricks that people can do? Because I think that's a lot of what folks struggle with. Is that nighttime?
100%. I'm so glad you brought that up. So what she's referencing, binge eating, is actually a very common thing. You might not identify it as binge eating. That's what it's called. But let's say you're a person that wakes up, has their cup of coffee and hits the ground running. You get to work, you get busy, you kind of forget to eat. Maybe you grab a bar and then you get home after work and like it's on, right? You're like, oh, bring on this, bring on that. I could eat. So that is really common, keeps people stuck in this guilt shame cycle. A couple ways that we can really break it down and break that cycle, kind of like I was talking about before. Number one, allow yourself to eat breakfast. I mean, so many people are so confused, especially women hearing this. You deserve breakfast and you deserve healthy carbs. I highly recommend getting fruit with your breakfast. That alone can really set the tone for your blood sugars for the day. That alone can really set the tone for your metabolism for the day. And girls, if you have digestive issues, we talk about all of that too. We do. We talk about digestion. A lot of women don't talk about it. Getting breakfast wakes up your digestive system. Okay, so that's number one.
I don't know why people don't want to talk about digestion, because it's the difference on if you're bloated or not.
Yes.
So I'm like, why would you want to keep all that in there?
Yes, girl. So we want you pooping. I'm going to say it. Okay.
That's normal to talk about here. Again, in a plastic surgery group, it's more folks start saying something. I'm like, you've got to go make sure you're going all the time. Otherwise you are literally full of shit. Like you are. And so why would you want to do that all the time? Yes. Which is not cool.
So honestly, that is huge, because if we're not cleansing, and that's part of my program as well, is healing, cleansing the body. So part of the cleansing, part of the cells, part of the toxins that we're talking about is truly flushing, but getting it out of the body. I mean, think about it. You're flushing more toxins, meaning going to the bathroom or sweating, right? Sweating and pooping is how we get toxins out. And we're bringing less toxins in. All of a sudden, your body just really starts to function like it's supposed to.
And feel better, I would think.
Yes, absolutely. So eating breakfast. Number two, for binging, have a transition for yourself. So anybody watching this, if you're working, and then boom, you're shifting into a whole new role. Maybe you're going into mom mode. Maybe you're going into whatever different mode it is. Allowing the transition time, understanding that you might need something there. Maybe it is a snack. Maybe it is a nap. Maybe it's a walk. Maybe something healthy to allow you to transition. A lot of times people use food or alcohol or something there because it's an uncomfortable thing. But if we understand it and we just know that that's very normal, we can hack it.
It's the transition of taking one mask off and putting the other one on.
Amen.
And then some of us are bad to just add more work because we're idiots. But so you said something, because you mentioned the shame cycle with food, the guilt shame cycle. And I thought that was interesting, that it really is a psychological aspect to a lot with food and eating. And everybody's a little different in kind of where their relationship with food, whether they were raised a certain way and how they look at it, or for their own bodies. How do you think that relates, and how do you help people get past that?
So good. Well, Honestly, we help you understand your current habits, understand your current belief patterns. And I would say the second month, so my program is typically like a 3-month program.
Okay.
And so the second month, we really, once you understand that your body can lose weight, you have your plan in place, the second phase is really the mindset. Number one, just understanding what your limiting beliefs are. And so if you've never done this, what you can do is just listen to your brain today. What are some of the negative things that you say to yourself over and over again? Let's just write those down. But then what we do is we take that and we shift it. We shift it into an I am or an I desire statement. We allow you to understand that it is possible and that these limiting beliefs don't need to take over you anymore. Where did this guilt come from? Where did this shame come from? When you have a plan, kind of like you were talking about, give me the rules, right? A lot of people like to know the plan.
Yeah.
When you have the plan, when you're seeing results, when you feel better physically, mentally, it's all connecting. We can start to shift because typically when a client comes in and wants to lose weight, the mindset is still in this, I am overweight, I am not enough, I won't ever be enough. But we start to see a shift. We start to see oh my gosh, I can do this. I am worthy of this. My body can change. It doesn't matter how old I am. Mm-hmm. And then we just really start to implement habits, daily habits of focusing on the positive, focusing on the gratitude. I'm thankful for my body for letting go. I'm thankful for my body for healing. I'm thankful that I can go to the bathroom every day. And we really just start to capitalize on that. Yeah. But it takes time. Like, we do a lot of coaching and accountability because as you and I know, I mean, it's a battle, right? And it's not easy work.
And it's a constant, it's an everyday battle.
Every day.
But we all have a different battle. And then again, psychologically, how we feel about food all comes from different places. So if they're starting your program, they contact you and then they kind of say, hey, I'm interested in this program because I want to feel and look my best.
Absolutely.
Even before we get to exercise and all the other things, I think most folks, I'm telling them to go talk to a provider about hormones is one part right now, and just whether or not they do need them. And then also related to hormones is diet and how they're going to feel. And then to me, you're getting into movement and exercise. But whereas in the past, I used to think that was more prominent. I think the movement is, but maybe not the intensity quite, because if you don't address the diet and the psychology actually behind it, and then the hormone, especially over the age of 40, I think we're really fighting a lost, at least, so people are exercising 2 hours a day, but then the diet's not being addressed and we're really not going to get anywhere. So that's really,
I see it all the time. Yeah. I see it all the time. Women come to me, they're like, Kim, I'm eating like a bird. I'm exercising. I'm not losing any weight. What's going on? Do I need to go get my hormones checked? Like, what do I need to do? And honestly, you're so right. Not the same philosophy as it was. The calories in, calories out.
It's hard to change that
anymore.
Right. It all changes.
It all changes. And people are like, what? Even fellow dietitians I work with, they're coming to me. They're like, what is happening? I'm like, girls, everything's different. The world is different. We have so many more stresses. We have so much more toxin load coming in. And so honestly, too, with you talking about hormones, so I have an OBGYN I work with, and her and I were talking, and she's like, Kim, I wish more people would hear this. Before you get your hormones tested, if you have weight to lose, let's focus on fat loss first, because so much excess hormones are stored in your fat cells. So girls, hear this. If you have 20 plus pounds to lose, let's focus on fat loss, not muscle loss, fat loss, then get your hormones tested. Mm-hmm. You're going to get like a real, that's just my input.
Yeah. I mean, no, I agree. Unless somebody's hormones are so bad, they need a little help.
Oh, they might. Yeah. Oh gosh, absolutely.
But the food is a big thing on hormones too, right?
What's that?
It has an impact on hormones as well, right?
100%.
Even when I say hormones too, not just estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, but also all our other, like even if we're talking about the thyroid and the functions of the body. Because when I hear you talk, you hit so many different things, even in these little clips that you do on Instagram, and nutrients in general, how much better they can make us all feel.
Oh, yes, girl. Thyroid and insulin and cortisol. And I think sometimes when we think about hormones, we're just thinking about estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Very common.
Yeah.
But our body's full of hormones and hormone pathways.
Right.
And when we have excess fat, I always think of it kind of like a cloud. It just slows down the transmitters of information throughout your body
And
to
you said
function.
something earlier, the mental part is having respect for ourselves enough to put good stuff in and not put the toxins in. You said it a little better than I'm saying it right now, but
No, it's great.
just in the way of, if we're going to come to a spot where we can work on our minds and respect ourselves, then instead of putting the junk in, let's start putting things in that have a purpose, that are going to make us feel
Yeah.
stronger, feel better, think
Yes.
better. I always want to do the things that help us think better.
Oh,
All
100%.
of those things. But having your guidance and a structure, it's such a big deal, because even myself, who's probably been obsessed slightly since middle school, the rules, quote, they change a lot. You know, whether it's,
Yeah.
I probably went on every diet just because I like to win. It really, it's
Yeah.
half about the body and half about the mind. But, you know, it was like, that was like fat free. Think of all the stuff that's come along the way. The
Yes.
closest thing I'd say I got to feeling the best was probably paleo,
Yeah.
as far as a structure thing. But
Sure.
the idea that they could sign up with a program with you, and then that you would walk them through, because you're educating them not just in a day, which is what a lot of things do that I don't think is great, because you're just kind of snippets along the way, but you're able to also specifically and individually help people, which is
Yes.
awesome and phenomenal, because you're educating them for now, but then for the rest of their life, which also affects their families, their work,
Absolutely.
all the things.
Absolutely. Yeah. We break it down, and honestly, week by week, I mean, we're real women. We're real women doing, there's so many obstacles.
Yeah.
And so I tell my clients, I'm like, tell me your obstacles. Tell me what's hard. Tell me what you need help with. And every week presents different obstacles. And so when we meet week to week and we have accountability week to week, we dive right into the obstacle versus going around it. I think so many plans are like, here, do this plan and do it perfectly. And if you don't do it perfectly, then you're to blame. And now there's that guilt shame cycle.
Yeah, it doesn't help. So
Like,
also,
what's up with that?
it's funny when you just said that.
Right?
I'm like, you're so right, because then that's actually just reinforcing, if not worsening, something that's already there. I actually like a lot of Weight Watchers' idea for a structure to start with, but I grew up the 80s kid. I went with the meetings with my mom, and that started that cycle pretty early. But it's the point of, there is some positives to it, but that guilt shame thing, like, oh, I just used up all my points, now I've got to starve the rest of the day, and it's all these things that aren't great. Now, I did want to ask you about the GLP-1. So if they do the program that it can or can't be used, when they come in, how does that get incorporated in-ish?
Absolutely. Yeah. So,
or any other supplements or anything?
Right. Yeah. So GLP-1s, I'm a huge advocate. I work with a medical director, and we build this program to keep clients at micro doses. So like very, very low doses, but effective, because think about that sponge.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't clean off that sponge, are we truly absorbing the GLP-1 we're bringing in? And so I've seen in 20 years of doing nutrition and studying and weight loss, low dosing GLP-1s in conjunction with the cleansing and the nutrition and the habit formation. I mean, it's amazing, because it's guaranteed weight loss.
And they talk about, at least at the functional medicine conferences that I've been through with A4M and stuff, that just the anti-inflammatory effects, and they're just finding so many positives. The typical American way has been so inflammatory. So if anything, it's
100%.
helping. But so many people, at least the presenters there, were doing small doses of that, even once they had finished their weight loss journey, but to continue that. And are you finding that to be true then too? Because they can continue that at a smaller dose and then get less side effects, I would think.
100%. So depending on the client, so all my clients, the goal is to help them transition off without any rebounding effect, because we've regulated hormones, we've said goodbye to fat, we've helped them build their habits. But you're right, Katie, like so much research is coming out now that just very low dosing has been found to be incredible for, honestly, wellness.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly seeing some of my clients that have hit their goals. They feel amazing. They'll come back and they'll say, hey, I kind of just want, and I'm not the provider. I am a dietitian. I'm not a medical provider. I just want to make sure that I preface that, but they come back and they cycle.
Yeah.
And they do a low dose cycling with the plan, because they already have all the habits in place.
But they have the plan that helps them with the energy and stuff. Because I watch folks, they're on the GLP-1s, and there's side effects. One, with any kind of weight loss, I'm watching them get tired, and my brain goes, I can't do that. Like I couldn't.
Yes.
I don't want to be tired, but I think it's the nutrition also, because you're giving guidance, a plan, and a lot of it sounds like accountability.
Yep, absolutely. So I am a huge believer in guiding you, showing you, supporting you, then allowing you to just get to work, checking in weekly. But then towards, about 10 weeks into the program, I want to meet with you. It's like, okay, what habits are you forming? What changes are you noticing? How much weight have you lost? What are the other non-scale victories? You're feeling more confident in your body. My jeans fit good. My belly fat's going down. My inflammation's going down. My brain fog's gone. My energy's better. Yes. Yeah. So it's like, it's so awesome. Right. And so we just we really make sure that, yes, the GLP-1 is part of the program, but it is part of a comprehensive approach. And so to kind of what you're saying is there's a lot of programs out there using it as a monotherapy. And we are seeing that, right? And we're seeing muscle wasting, and we're seeing that people aren't changing their habits. And what's going to happen? You're going to gain it back. You're going to gain it back. And so there is a really, that's why VIP weight loss program came about, is because as a dietitian, I saw a huge need to step in as the nutrition expert and just be like, oh my gosh, let's get the body working. Let's put a nutrition plan together that works in conjunction with the
And
GLP-1.
most people listening to this that are not in Iowa, that is a state I've never been there. I've had several patients that have been blessed and excited and had great results working with you. And even though we're coming from Georgia, and I want everyone to be able to hear that. So whatever state that they're in, that they can do all of this online with you. And again, my patients have all said they got great results that did not negatively affect them by the fact that it was online. And in fact, some of them, especially working or with smaller kids, that's actually with anybody. It's a busy world. And so you're able to make that work for folks, whether or not they live there close to you or whether or not they're in a different state.
Exactly. I mean, what I found, Katie, is just like you and I, we're busy moms, right?
Absolutely.
But we want to feel awesome. And we want to feel confident, and we want to feel great. And it's like, someone showed me what to do, but I've got this much time to learn it. Right. And so that's where too, it's all virtual, but you're going to get that personalization, that face-to-face.
Well, like you said, it's individual, because that's part of the issue that I think we all deal with, is that something is said to the masses and we're all different. My workout plans, even me as one individual, what I need to eat changes based on what my training schedules are. And my constant obsession with all forms exercise and to change it and just confuse myself. But at the same time, because those things change, I need to shift. But you're able to do that with them and for them, and then they're able to do it for themselves. So I feel like one thing about your plan as compared to some others is that they're utilizing you while they're in that program, but you're really giving them skills and information that they can continue to use forever.
Yes. That's my mission, is come in, learn, grow, fall. Let me support you, help you, guide you. But my goal is to not sell you a product that you need the rest of your life. My goal is to teach you the tools and the habits so you can go and you can feel empowered and you can lead those around you, because you have the tools, you have the education, and you have the knowledge, and that's not going to change, because this is based on the science of your body.
That's so well stated. That is so well stated, because we've seen all these trends come and go, and then they don't stick around. That unfortunately, there's a lot of yo-yoing that goes on.
They don't stick around.
The biggest thing is that so many diets and things that are out there, people really feel like they feel crabby, and we don't want to. I don't want to, and I think that affects our mind. From what I was hearing you say too. Yes. So the ability for us to feel confident, to me, is a bit of a mind game anyway. I can walk in a room and I feel confident. That doesn't mean that we don't have insecurities. But if you're not eating enough and we're not getting good enough nutrients, the brain gets foggy, which then can make us feel a little yuckier, makes us feel down. So I am so excited about people finding out more information about you. And I am going to list those things. What is your handle on Instagram? I don't know either. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to have it listed. Yes.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And then also I have my website. Okay. And my website would be a great place to go to if you want to watch some extra trainings. I have some trainings on there under the resources tab. I have tons of testimonials. Then also we can set up a complimentary goal setting session. So
we'll have ways for people to contact you. So this is, to me, one of the best investments that somebody could make for themselves. It's a great gifting. It's not inexpensive because it's quality and you're getting results. I've seen that practice from patients that have used you, and that you're able to help individualize things for people.
Feel good naked, girl. And hey, we're talking about all the real stuff, and that's what we do. Come and talk about the real stuff. So Why
Oh,
not?
yeah.
Why not enjoy it? Why not feel good naked? Why not be confident? Why not put on whatever jeans you want to put on? Because you can.
I love it. Thank
Awesome.
you so much for coming
Thank
on and talking
you.
to us. This is such a big deal. And again, I think dietary things are like the base of everything else. And the fact that I
I
really
would
want folks to
agree. I
follow
would
you on
agree.
Instagram or Facebook in the sense that just your information, all the tidbits, whether it's that you're giving little bits of help for them or you're helping them with meal prep and ideas. It's just all good stuff. So thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Katie.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.